السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي اشدد به أزري ويشرك في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم. ربنا اغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الراحمين. آمين. والحمد لله رب العالمين. آمين. Inshallah, we are going to start the second station of the 21st world. This is a new subject and very interesting. I don't think anyone in the world, any human being who has something to do with the subject of this section. So there is a friend here, so I'm asking him just to sit so that I shouldn't turn my head. Yes. So thank you. So everyone has it, but to what degree is the matter? Some of them have very heavy and they suffer. Unfortunately, may Allah help them. Some of them are very light. Some of them are not aware of it. Some of them are aware of it. But it varies. But everybody has a share, including myself. It is very important that we have to remember it is the principle of the Quran to respect human dignity. He created him as his vicegerent, representative on earth, and gave him the permission to act freely on earth and use his property. So if someone appoints you to act on his behalf, it is very human sense that we understand he shouldn't really accuse you. Otherwise, why did you appoint me then to act on your behalf? So this is the principle of the Quran and also principle of the Sunnah practice of the Prophet ﷺ to externalize the enemy for me. It is not within me. No. It is outside. So we have to understand that whisperings against the truth that our human nature recognizes comes from outside. But in fact, it has an effect within me upon depending on my attitude. If I say, this is external to me, why should I take notice of it? Then I am comfortable. But because whispering comes from outside and has an effect within me, but not real effect, but just assumed effect, imaginary effect. There are many stages of this. How the effect of this whispering is coming from outside against my nature. Let's put it in this way. The way I am created, it is from outside. It is not innate within me. Something like the virus came to me. So after it touches me, it depends on my readiness, whether it is external to me or it is a part of me, because it touched me now. Quran says it is external to you. Don't worry about it. Forget about it. Don't take notice of it. You carry on following the way you are created. But as I experience from my own life, it is not that easy. If there is a disease from outside and attacks me, I have to take it seriously. So if the economy is going bad, that is very simple example. Everybody can understand it. It affects my income or my expenditure. The inflation rate also affects me. But I have to say it is external to me. My reality is what I am, what I need, what is created for me, rather than, oh, I paid $2 for a pound of tomatoes. It is concentrating on the amount of the money I paid. I am expected to pay attention to the value of the existence of tomato itself. How it is presented for me, how it is really prepared and made it available for me, that it communicates with my body, with my human feelings, and I enjoy it, I like it, so on. What does it mean? I have to keep my communication with my reality rather than artificial influences comes and affects on me. Of course, we should never forget that we have been going through the education, which is very secular. It means everything is related to my connection with this world rather than the source of existence of this world. So rather than concentrating on the value of the tomato, I am trained, if you like, whether you accept it or not, I admit, I confess, I am influenced by this trend of education, secular education, and secular understanding of the people around me. I pay attention to the price rise and forget about the value of the tomatoes. Start complaining about the amount of money I pay for it. So a voice within myself opposes this, say, isn't that real? You used to pay last month $1 for a pound of tomato. This month, £2. What's going on? So concentrate on it, because I am trained to communicate on the level of this word cause and effect relationship. It means nothing to do with the creator. It means I am trained to communicate within the conditions of horizontal relationship. Both sides are created, but it never occurs to me that the both sides, the price $1, the price $2, are created. This life condition, the living conditions are created by the one who established the order of the universe. We forget about it. So this, what we are going to do now, face our reality and discard the external factors as far as our, not physical life is concerned, but spiritual life is concerned. How am I going to deal with my feelings? How am I going to arrange them? How am I going to control them? Not to be affected by external artificial factors. That is why Satan is external in the Quran. Satan keeps whispering. But we have been studying this subject heavily. Those people who follow these classes, Monday, Tuesday, Saturday classes, they must be very familiar by now that we understand the reality of this world must be analyzed within its own existential level. What exists is real. All the money value, money, well, these kind of things are human perceptions. But existence is the reality. So we have to bear this aspect of the creation in mind. So all the whisperings are contradictory whisperings to the real existence of the world, and they don't exist. They are imaginary, such as this. The reality is the universe cannot create itself, cannot come into existence by itself. It has no free will, it has no power, no knowledge. That's reality. But at the same time, we are created in such a way that as soon as I encounter with the reality, an external factor comes and says, opposite side is also possible. Why? I have to choose. That's how I am created. In order to be able to choose, there must be at least two options in my life journey. One of them is real, the other one has no reality of existence at all. One truth is always one. But wrong options, because they don't exist, you can go into infinity. This may be possible, this may be possible, this may be possible. They don't have any reality. The simple example, 2 + 2 makes 4. That is one answer. Plus, finish. That's it, finish. But how many wrong options may come to my mind? Endless. Starting from 3.900000001. Just possibility. But truth is one. So simple. Concentrate on reality that is directly related to the will of the Creator. The rest has no reality. But it has to come to my mind in order to be able to make a decision. Which one I should follow? Non-real, imaginary options, or reality. That is why we see the Quran says, here we created everything bil haq. That is Quranic word. God creates everything with truth. Whatever is not created is the whisperings of Satan, as it is described in the Quran, and it is not true at all. It has no reality. There is no option in between. There is no option in between. One of them is the one exists in reality. The other one doesn't exist. How many options doesn't exist? You can imagine, which doesn't exist. And it is free to imagine. It doesn't exist, no reality. So this is the introduction, I think. I felt that we have to get ready our minds. What are we going to talk about now? Of course, we are not going to talk about the Creator and those ideologies which doesn't accept the Creator and make up some sort of nature, accident, random happenings, evolvements by itself, adaptation, whatever they name, loss of vocabularies, then they may terms they may invent and use. We are not going to talk about it. It is very interesting. This subject is not as going on within myself. Nothing to do with that we are used to hearing from this author of the book, then talking about the reality of belief in God. No, this subject has nothing to do with it. Now, how are you going to deal with your psychological situation? Now, it is time now to come and deal with your own reality now. What is going on within yourself? This is a kind of psychology, not kind of real psychological analysis. The real. That is what we need to train ourselves and have a stable psychology. Don't lose ourselves in an imaginary world. That is very serious subject, not easy at all, but it needs training in order to be able to train myself through the process of my life in the future, continuing from now onwards. How am I going to practice it? I have to have at least theoretical base for it, so that I will try to put this theory into practice throughout my life living experiences. Bismillah. Now we are starting. How are we going to do this psychological or reach, inshallah, with God's help, a psychological stability in our life? Now, this comprises the second station of this section, comprises 5 cures for 5 of the heart's wounds. Now, not disease in the heart. Be careful. Nothing wrong. Nothing, there is disease in the heart, but an external knife, if you like, came and hit your heart and caused a wound in it. Now, your heart is perfectly working, pure, but it is bleeding. How am I going to stop it? Prevent it and stop bleeding. So, the cure from the Quran suggests, we understood this is not disease in the heart, that your heart is something wrong with your heart. No, you are pure. You are created perfect. So if you preserve yourself as you are created, you are fine. But external factors will start to cause wounds, diversions. Take your concentration on false, baseless, non-existent whisperings. That's why we always keep in our classes, Satan is the representative of non-existent imaginations. Satan doesn't do anything because what he suggests doesn't exist. That is why people don't understand that there is God who is creating, there is Satan who is trying to destroy it, as if he is doing some real actions, as if creating something, as opposed to God's creation. That's why people misunderstood, and they said there are 2 gods fighting. The Greek mythology is full of this, and also some Eastern philosophy accepts that there are 2 gods. Is one of them is God of good, the other one is God of evil. That is very dangerous. There is no need for a God of evil, because God is the creating power, It is not creating anything. What are you talking about as it is a God? Clear? Inshallah? Now, I am asking you, but at the same time, a physically present friend of mine is here, relative of mine. Let me expose it with the reality. I am visiting him. Inshallah, we will continue. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. وَقُلْ رَبِّ أَعُوذُ بِكَ مِنْ هَمَزَاتِ الشَّيْطَانِ شَيَاطِينَ وَأَعُوذُ بِكَ رَبِّي أَنْ يَحْضُرُونَ. It's a very finely chosen words here. Hemezat, shayateen, and yahdurun. It means they don't really in me, but just next to me, ready, but not within me. Yahdurun, to be present. To be present just next to me. There are other verses in the Quran that we assigned for everyone, somebody's qareen, always next to him. It means in our creation, God is reminding me that in your reality of existence, I created you in such a way that you will be always in between the truth and next to it, another option doesn't have any reality, but next to it, it's something like tangent to it. How can I explain it? Not really touching, but just next to it. Not really physically affecting, not next to it, so that you feel that it is touching me. It doesn't touch you. It is present next to you. An option so that I will be able to choose or practice my human free will. Only through the human free will, we feel that we are free creatures. It means honored creatures. But honored, but at the same time, creatures. In our existence, dependent. We cannot give existence to ourselves. We cannot create anything. We are dependent in our existence. But this dependent in our existence, dependent in the creation of this person, this man, at the same time has two options. One of them is 100% true. The other one is 100% imaginary. Is not true and doesn't exist. So we don't need to assign a God for something which doesn't exist. So we say there is one God who created the reality, and the other is just an option for me to practice my freedom so that I will feel free, honored. We should never forget these basic principles of dealing with the subject. Now, let me read the translation. In the name of God, the merciful, the compassionate, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, and say, O my sustainer, I seek refuge with you, with your reality. You are the creator. You are my honor, and my existence completely depends on your will. As a result of your will, so that I exist. That is what I understand. That what means I seek refuge with you. Who is you? Oh, my sustainer, my Rabb, the one who creates me to sustain my life, my existence, my life, everything, all the human qualities I have. About what I am seeking refuge with? It means I am going to turn all my attention to you because you are the creator of me. The other one doesn't have any reality. So from the suggestions of the evil ones is shayateen, plural of Satan, or in English they say Satan. I mean, you know that. So from the Satans, it means the ones don't have any real existence. But that is how I am created. It comes next to me. As soon as I remember something, the opposite comes. We may not realize this. Yeah, for example, that is what we always do. There is a telephone here, and telephone rings. There are two options, aren't there? One is, shall I pick it up or ignore it? Look, that's with my reality. I'm practicing my free will. I have to answer. Or, this is unknown number, I don't care. We make the choices. That is how we are living in this world. We have to accept that we are created in this world. But reality on false imaginations, baseless imaginations, always immediately, telephone rang, two options existed. One is pick it up or ignore it. This is what we are created. But this is a real life experience. As far as the whisperings of Satan is concerned, it also works in this way. It comes to me, and I have to take a stand to accept it, to attach importance to it. Oh, this is very important. No, it doesn't exist. Don't worry. But we don't always take this attitude. We may fail. We say, oh, it may be true. I don't know. Okay. Seek refuge. Remember your connection with your Creator, the Creator of reality. Remember this. Seek refuge with God. What does it mean? We keep saying, I seek refuge with God from the whisperings of Satan. What does it mean, really? We keep saying it. What does really it mean? We have to think now, inshallah. Really it means. And seek refuge with you, O my sustainer, again, really fortifying it, making it, emphasizing it, lest they should come near me. So keep them away from me. And how am I going to manage this? They come near me. It is always with me. Whatever I am facing, there are always two ways that I am choosing. Shall I stand up? Shall I stop? Sit? Always choosing. I say, oh, no, I have to stand up. Or, no, I have to sit now. Always two options. We cannot get out of it. That's how we are created. That's what Quran always keeps reminding. La ilaha illallah. There is no illallah only, or there is no la ilaha only. We have to go through these stages. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. All the emphasis on this matter, Quran is everywhere. Either there is one creator, the creator of the whole universe, or there are endless options that you can say, oh, tomato is feeding me. Your order is really giving me satisfaction and quenching my thirst. All the air is really keeping me healthy. Factors, endless. But reality is one. All the set of the whole universe is all the total, the entirety of the order of the universe is based on one truth. The Rabbul Alamin, the owner of the universe, established. That they have to be as he willed them to be. So And I seek refuge with you means this. Oh, I will remember this reality. Whatever exists, really, it is from my creator. The rest is from Satan, external to me, not within me, external to me, but I have the option to take it seriously and follow it or not. That is free. The freedom is making a decision to follow it or ignoring it, up to me. Okay, lest they should come near to me, I should just ignore it. Doesn't exist. The option is there, but not reality. One of them is non-reality. Don't take it. Okay, let's at least, this is just warming up the very serious, because it is not a physical thing that let's examine whether a tree can exist by itself or not. It is easy to do that. So belief is easy to do that. And to come to the conclusion that no, tree and the parts of the tree cannot, because they have no power. They have no qualities, obvious. But you can make lots of things. Look, but they are acting in this way. How can it may be possible 14 billion years ago they developed things? You can make up lots of legends, if you like. I wouldn't even say stories. Stories are mostly moral advices. They don't deserve to be called stories, legends, or wasted things. There was another word, destan. Myth, yeah, mythology. Who cares? Okay. Oh, one afflicted with the sickness of scrupulous. What is scrupulous? I really want to understand. In English, or sorry, in Arabic, in the Quranic language, we always read this, يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. قل أعوذ, again, استعاذة, أعوذ. قل أعوذ برب الناس, رب الناس, hey, then you have a Rab. Malik الناس, hey, you have a Malik, and really controlling and taking care of everything. Ilahi الناس, that is your absolute perfect object of worship. Ilahi الناس min sharril waswasil khannas. Khannas keeps doing that, coming next to you, giving the option. الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس. Scrupulous is this weswese, yuweswisu. It is the Arabic structure of the word, like zelzele, weswese. All the actions take continuously repetitive way, continuously. Shaking is not once, no. Trembling, shaking, continues, but continues for 5 seconds, but continues. Weswese also continues lifetime. Always with us, weswese. There are other words, but let's not go into in the Quran. If you see this form repeating the same syllable again and again, it means this word has the meaning of continuous in itself as well. Just remember it when you come across, when you are studying the Quran. I am sure all of you are somehow engaged, being engaged with the Quran, inshallah. So, weswese scrupulous. Scrupulous. Pronunciation. My pronunciation is perfect Turkish pronunciation. So I know that. So I went through some dictionaries. What is the best way of suspicion, doubt? In psychology, the technical word is obsessive compulsive disorder, COD, OCD. if you speak to a psychotherapist or uh, therapists, family therapists, or person therapists, psychologists, frankly, if you ask them, I have some friends, I checked them, they said, everybody has a certain degree of OCD disease. Yeah, disorder, not disease, sorry, disorder. To a certain extent, because Satan is whispering, is always with us. I mean, you may be right now, upright now. No, I'm not going to pay attention to it, but sometimes we may feel weak and influenced by it. So it may be a temporary thing, occasional thing. It may be more frequent. It may be very aggravated way, so that it becomes a real problems. So those people are really suffering a lot because it is not physical. It is psychological. We can manage with physical pain, but whether we realize or not, psychological pain is difficult to manage. Why? Because it is going on through my all senses. Whereas physical pain is only in the body. In the body, you can say, okay, it is hurting. You can say it's hurting, oh, hurting. But how about if it hurts your human spirit? All branches of human spirit, almost endless number of human feelings are influenced by it. So that is why it is very fragile, and it may turn in an aggravated pain, becomes unmanageable at the end. So that is called crisis. Now I had a psychological crisis. And that means total collapse of humanity, human beings, total collapse. Cannot get up from the bed. In my life, because of my position, previous position as an advisor, I came up, encountered with the students like this. I said, please, one thing, do a favor for me if you want to cure yourself, those people who are suffering from it. When you wake up in the morning after having a resting with sleep, which is difficult for them to sleep, by the way, I'm very sorry. I don't accuse them, but I'm very sorry for their unbearable pain. I said, just wake up and draw your curtains back, please. Just one thing. Then go back to bed again, doesn't matter, but let's start from here. Stand up. When you wake up in the morning, don't stay there and start imagining what's going on, what will happen, if it is so. Just stand up, throw the curtain back, and let the sunlight get in, so you may realize reality out there, a new word for me. Who is giving this new word for me? Do that. On the following day, they come. They say, did you do that? Couldn't wake up. That is unbearable pain. They are suffering just because of, from the beginning, they didn't take precautions. They say, oh, it's nothing to do with me, forget about it. Take it simple. All these suspicions, but suspicions not about a theory. Doubt not about your iman. If could happen, if this happened, this is again happening to me. What will happen to me in the future? If something happens, whatever. If. That is called law in Arabic. low. And beautiful narrations we hear from the prophet. He says, all evil thought comes from low. If if it doesn't mean that physical side of it. Let's say, oh, I'm going to go to the bus stop. If bus comes, I'll get on it. That is physical thing. No. If, for example, if my parents get angry with me and throw me out of the house, what shall I do? I don't have any income. But look, if who's going to pay my tuition? Breathing becomes difficult. Life becomes unbearable. Why? Started with if. That is what the prophet meant. All the evil things comes from low. If. That also is scrupulous. This starts with this if. If this happens, if this happens. So, okay. Shall I read it at least? Wow. I thought I might not have the clock is there. We have some time. Let's go. Oh, one afflicted, and anyway, you and me, with the sickness of scruples. This OCD, to a certain extent, everybody has it. No one can say, no, I am immune to it. No. I don't get disappointed at all. My morality is always 100% at the peak point. Impossible. Yeah, impossible. Don't cheat ourselves, Of course, something happened to the Prophet Muhammad that some people around them behaved in such a way that the Prophet got disappointed. And there are quite a number of hadith narrations that his eye, whether in between two eyebrows, that's what, how do you say, frowning the eyes. He frowned at the event, for example. It means, why is it happening? Disturbed a little bit. And then that's what God created. The reality is this. What am I going to do? Getting on the right track of thinking and reflecting. But we are always open, object. We are always open to this option, always. So, do you know what your scruples? Now, when we use scruples, I couldn't find a best word for it. The Quranic word in the original language uses the same thing, waswasa, keeps coming. So, do you know what your scruples resemble? Don't think about scruples, what that means. We explained, inshallah. So whatever it is, we can call it X, this problem. Do you know what your problem resembles? A calamity. What does it mean? The more importance they are given, this is important, it came to my mind. This is one option, of course. We have to think the reality of life, not the physical side. So then, winter is coming, take care of your roof. That is the reality of life. But this is psychological things, imaginary things. So the more importance they are given, the more they grow, becomes heavier. Effect becomes on your feelings now, starts affecting you. Now, if you give them no importance, that's nothing to do with me. It's just how I am created. An option will come and I will approve it because it doesn't have reality. My real life is here. What? I am here. And living with my family. My father is taking care of me. My mother is taking care of householding. So my father says, no, hey, you have to study, my son, my daughter. If you don't, look, well, I may pay, not your, I may pay. Well, that's the father, mother, parents play this role. So if you don't pass the class, no tuition will be paid next semester. This is just to push you. You took it seriously. If I don't pass the class, yeah. Instead of studying, if I don't pass the class, and my father is going to. Yeah. Is it really true? No, just bluff. Your father is just encouraging you, man. But if he could throws me away, what shall I do? How can I feed myself? I cannot study. Who's going to take care of me? There is no shelter. Oh, you get lost. You get lost into it. And there is no time, no energy to study. What are you doing? Imagine. Should I study? That's your reality. That's what your father wants. Your mother, but usually fathers speak in this way. Mothers come and say, no, calm down. That's your father says, don't worry about it. That's the mother's section now. So the more importance they are given, the more they grow. If you give them no importance, they die away. They die away. If you see them as big, they grow bigger. The example I gave. If you see them as small, they grow smaller. They grow smaller. If you fear them, they swell and make you ill. Swell, it empty. Swell, big, but empty inside. It's a good word, swell. So they swell that make you ill. Big, but balloon. So really make you be defeated. With this imagination, you cannot overcome. Defeated. You are always knocked down because of your imagination. If you don't fear them, it doesn't have any effect. It doesn't really exist. Now I am existing and under the protection of my family. Why should I bother about it? Do my job. Yeah. If you don't fear them, they are light and remain hidden. It means really not disappeared completely. It is our human reality that options will come. But hidden, it means out of my sight. Because what I did, I didn't fear them. It's an imagination. It's not reality. It doesn't exist. If you don't know their true nature, that they are just options with no reality at all, if you don't know that, they persist and become established. It means you take it as real. And if it is real, you are lost now because you are out of the way you are created, not reality. While if you do know them and recognize them, that they have no reality, recognize them, they disappear. But these are not true things, imagination. And so, while if you do know them and recognize them, they disappear. And so, I shall explain only 5 aspects which of the many sorts of these calamitous scruples. are those which most frequently occur. Perhaps it may be curative for you and for me, because he admits that author we have. I have also some. For these scruples are such ignorance. I put a note here of their nature, not ignorance that I didn't receive education. No, ignorance of their nature. It means they don't exist. They are not real. If we don't know them, that they don't exist, invites them and knowledge repulses them. It means if these scruples are such that ignorance of their nature invites them, if you are not aware of their real nature, they invite you, and acknowledge repulses. If you acknowledge it, repulses them. No, these are false options. And then it goes away, repulses it. If you don't recognize them, they come. If you don't recognize them, they come and affect you. If you do recognize them, they go. So false imagination. That's the introduction. And we are going to go through 5 aspects of cure now. First one. Yeah, we have time. But before this, let me see our friends. Now, any questions, concerns, additions, whatever, the floor is yours. Mic is yours. Come on. If you have anything to share, please go ahead. Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum.
I just, I'm wondering, the word doubt sometimes is used positively, like doubt as in, I don't know, there's like this famous quote that how like doubt leads to faith. Um, but like, so I'm wondering, is there something like, is there like negative doubt versus positive doubt, or no, that's all. Sorry. It's a very immature thought, but that's what I'm thinking.
Doubts are like weeps, weeping the horse. They say that is a weep of the poor. It means I have to pay this, so I have to do something. So there's what I should do something. Come on, go on. That is just encouragement, source of encouragement. We are not talking about this. Doubts about the whisperings, whether they really become real. What shall I do? In this sense, we are talking now, the subject is not at the existential level of making analysis whether the universe is a creator or not. That is what you are referring to. Doubt is necessary. That's why Quran says, La ilaha illallah. First, the doubt, you have to say, is it possible? They say natural events. What is natural? So you question it. You say, what do you mean by nature? The things. What do you mean by the source of existence of things? Nature. The things are the source of existence of the things themselves. It is vicious circle of reasoning, trash, garbage, throw it. That's it. Now, in this say to analyze the suggestions necessitates doubt. That is in this say doubt is necessary, not only good, necessary. Is it really true? Then the Quran says, ilahun ma'allah. Come on, think. Is there any creator with the creator of the universe or like the creator of the universe giving existence to anything? Think about it. Doubt. Is it really? Investigate the way the things are created. You will understand that anything, any part of this universe can come into existence only within the context of the whole order of the universe. They're very simple. So whoever established the order of the universe and created it within this order, or with an order, this order, that is how we prefer to create it. But do the parts have any quality to create it? That is sacred thought. Whereas that is why I said the translation is very hard, scruples. Vesvese is the best way of translating. Vesvese, whatever it is in English. So
Thanks.
thank you, by the way. Yeah, look, that is why I said doubt, but in fact, we can use this technical word, obsessive compulsive disorder. But that's a technical word. I don't like technical words, but helpless I said, let me use this. Maybe some people might have heard of it. So, first aspect. Anybody else? If there is, I am ready to stop anytime. Oh, let's, we have not much time, but let's start and warm up with the subject so that next week we can start from here. First wound. We said not disease in the heart, but wound. But if you don't take care of the wound, it becomes a disease. You know that, eh? Infection. Now that is another side. So we have to say this is just an attack from outside. Forget about it. Satan first casts a doubt into the heart. Yeah. Any kind of doubt now. Into the heart. Not mine. It's not because this is psychological analysis. Eh? The author doesn't say mind. No, heart. If the heart doesn't accept it, human feelings doesn't accept it, it turns from doubt into abuse. Now the processes are how the processes are taking place. First, doubt in the heart, and then this doubt becomes abuse. What is abuse? I tried to explain it here. My poor English, insulting the truth, as if, am I really thinking in this way so that I am denying God? Huh? Because it came to my mind that it might have happened throughout the historical random happenings, what they say, lots of scientists, great minds are claiming this. Maybe true. Oh, it came to my mind. Do you think I am losing my faith? Huh? Panic. No, this is as if this abuse means insulting the truth, rejecting the truth. It becomes as if I am insulting the truth. The truth is the creator. And rejecting the truth. As if I'm losing my faith. I'm losing my faith. For example, it depicts before the imagination and gives the picture, the scenario or scenery before the imagination, some unclean memories and unmannerly, ugly states which resemble abuse, as if I am really insulting the truth. because it came to my mind and causes the heart to declare, alas, how do you translate alas, oh, dear me, oh my God, and fall into despair. I think my belief is not really true. Not just I am not sure about my creator. I think I may be a hypocrite, pretending to be, look at this, going deeper, because I took it seriously. I didn't know that this is just an imagination came to me. Forget about it. The universe necessarily needs a creator. I cannot say that the brick of the building may have an effect in making the building. No, somebody put it there. That's it. So simple. It has no free will, nothing. Well, how can I have an effect in the creation of the building? It is there employed. Simple. Forget about it. So fall into despair. This person, if it really takes it clearly, seriously, and say, I'm losing my faith, this person starts gradually falling into despair. This person's suffering from scruples. Now, scruples, which is all vesvese, supposes that he has acted wrongfully before his Lord, sustainer, Rab. It means I am being very abusive to my creator, giving the option that it may not exist. Who am I? I must be a corrupted person. I may be a denier, but pretending to be a believer. That's why my heart, my mind is busy with other options. Look at this source of despair now. Or it may be possible. No. Now, how can I make that I'm not an hypocrite? Would you like to be an hypocrite? Ask yourself. No, I don't want to be. That's that you are not hypocrite. That's why you are worried about it. So that's the very proof that you are not hypocrite. You are not enjoying it. Why do you bother? Huh? Am I happy with it? No. Why do you bother? It is not real. It is just whisperings. Feel comfortable. So, isn't it beautiful? Okay. Fall into despair. This person suffering from the scrupulous, it means vesvese. I don't know. Depends. The doubt is another matter, but one meaning of scrupulous is a doubt. So supposes that he has acted wrongfully before his sustainer and feels a terrible agitation and anxiety. Now, what happened? So doubt into the heart, and then a doubt into abuse, turned into abuse. Now, this imaginary thing turned into anxiety, worrying about, I don't know. I don't feel that I am a sincere believer. Anxiety now. And the Quran says, if you are not believing sincerely, you will be thrown into hell. And starts about his future going into hell and say, unbearable. I am a horrible person. I'm a very bad person. Look at this. Complete despair. Complete despair now. And loses all his energy. Collapse. In order to be saved from it, he flees from the divine presence. How can I go and pray and turn to God, say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. At the same time, I am doubting about his existence. So I have no right to go there, turn there. And until I have a strong belief, look at this whisperings coming continuously, I wouldn't start praying because I have no right to say Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin, Allahu Akbar, since I have this doubt. And keep away from his presence. Very, very real situation if we are not careful about it from the beginning. No, he flees from divine presence and wants to plunge into heedlessness. I have no right to communicate with God, so I am a total loss. The cure for this wound is time is up. Let's start from this. And just remind ourselves what was the question and the problem. Then we are going to reach the cure for it. Inshallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Any question, any concern, my friend? Oh, there is something in chat. There's nothing in chat. Okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana. إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين بحرمة سورة الفاتحة.